Guys, welcome to Sunday. Let's have a little chat about food before we move into the comments. If you've not been here on Sunday before, we do comments. Well, we sort of give back. We look through some of the comments that you've done over the week, and there's a lot to look through. And we sort of pick out one or two and we highlight them here on a Sunday. But what about food? How much more are you spending on food than you used to spend? It's ridiculous, the amount of money that's coming out of our pockets due to carbon tax and just basically grocers getting greedy, carbon tax and carbon tax. So we had this question come up on 6:40 a.m. yesterday. So let's have a listen to some callers. So the question is, what are you cutting out? People are spending, apparently, over $700 extra a year on groceries because of carbon tax. I know. So let's go to the first caller.
Being a father and a father of two and married man, you know, one of the things we cut back, my wife and myself, is going out for dinners. The prices got up drastically. We don't cut out on food. We do feel the pinch, but we made cuts elsewhere. So yeah, like that $700. If it doesn't go for tires, it may go for clothing for the kids, could go for extracurricular activities. One thing we started doing is we're both kids of immigrant families, and one thing our parents have always done is they've had gardens, and my wife and myself started growing produce.
Yeah, I don't think we could grow food in our garden because we just got the raccoons and the squirrels would just dig it up every day. So let's go to the next caller. What are you cutting out?
Well, steak is right out of the question.
Yeah.
I'm buying a lot less beef. I'm not buying butter. And I am Dutch in background.
Ooh.
And even we call ourselves Kostpop, which is like cheese heads. And cheeses. I love cheese. Oh my God, I just love it so much. But I've just stopped buying it entirely, except for like the processed cheese slices.
So when you think that grapes cost $9 for a bag of grapes, $5, well actually it's more than $5, it's like almost $6 for a bag of milk, and it's for a loaf of bread in my local Sobeys, for a loaf of bread that's a decent loaf of bread, that's actually a soft loaf of bread that's baked in there, it's almost $5. So the meme I put out the other day, what can you buy for $10? You can't actually buy a bag of milk and a loaf for $10. Anyhow, let's get on with the comments. Let's start with, this is a scary thought, AI Friday. Now, some of the AI Fridays, they can be a bit of fun if we want. So I had some fun with this one. What if Justin Trudeau was in power for another 20 years? Wow, imagine that. Ooh. But when I get comments like this though, from Nev, or from anybody, but comments that have taken a long time to put together, I got to read it out. Thanks for this, Nev. Would help if I could see it. Oh, fogging up. Canada, foggy glasses.
Imagine hiring a relatively young, rich, inexperienced narcissist drama teacher whose platform was based on his nice hair, sunny ways, and offering the youngest voters the chance to buy POT anywhere by promising to legalise it. Now imagine giving this person complete freedom to exercise his ideologies and desire to control others with a mean-spirited ruthlessness to anyone that stands in his way. Imagine him lying and dividing his minors, his minions, and flaunting every democratic rule and process without accountability, responsibility, or care in the world. Breaking every promise while promising more. Rules for thee, but not for me. Hypocrisy. Out of control spending like a kid with a credit card. Imagine homelessness, depression, poverty, unaffordability, food banks being overrun, censorship, overreaching government control and corruption, scandals, sky-high taxes, housing on the verge of collapse, as well as the banking system. Imagine a once prosperous democratic country now in ruins and being shunned by the rest of the world. It's amazing what 8 years of reality can do. Cheers.
that was pretty much sums up 8 years of Trudeau. Yeah, imagine saying that in Parliament. Okay, so it looks like I might have wound up a few EV people, and I think most of them are in England, which in England I think the EV idea Might not be as bad as in Canada. In Canada, we have loads and distances to travel, but in England, it's a smaller place. You know, it's about the size of Ontario. Imagine the population of Canada living in just Ontario, and the weather just being rainy all the time. Well, then you got England. I should know. I was there 46 years. Anyway, crazy repair costs for the EV. This was a true story. People didn't believe me. They thought I'd made it up. This is a true story, and it was from CTV. Stuart says,
"What makes me laugh is there isn't much fanfare about Teslas doing well over 200,000 miles with 5 to 10% degradation. Well, why? Because it's not good clickbait news."
So I worked out, I answered Stuart, I think, further on in the comments, and in Canada, you could buy 2 Mazda CX-5s for the price of 1 Tesla 3. PayPV said,
"Not everyone can afford a Tesla."
No, they're $80,000 in Canada. It's a lot of money. That's how much a house used to cost in the 80s. You know, the same price as a Tesla costs now in Canada. Just look that up. $79,000 the average house price in 1980. Bruiser FL said,
"Not all of them. My brother's Model 3 needed a new battery, and it was only 5,000 miles out of warranty. He said he sold it after he found out it would be $8,500 for a reconditioned battery."
But this battery that they quoted this guy was like $50,000. Like, maybe the battery isn't that expensive, but maybe the price of actually replacing the battery, because really the battery is the whole underneath of the car. Maybe just the price of replacing it is a lot of money. I don't know. I'm sure a few EV guys will chip in and tell me why. Just explain why it costs $50,000 for a dealership to change a battery. Don't tell me you can take it somewhere else and you can take it to independent people. Why is a dealership that promotes and wants to sell EV cars charging 50 grand to change a battery? Anyway, he says Canadians are scared. Trudeau says Canadians are afraid. Is he right? Yeah, he said that. He's always saying things about Canadians, about what Canadians are and what they're not. He doesn't even know what Canadians want, or who they are, or what they want, or anything. He's not got a clue. Rupert
says, "I'm not afraid, because I know this can all be remedied by getting rid of Trudeau and the Liberal government. However, it will take time for the Conservatives to straighten out this mess. Vote Trudeau and the Liberal government off Parliament Hill."
Well said. Homer Slinkson. The only thing I'm afraid of is the Liberals. Exactly. That's all. Well, we're not afraid of it. It's just go away-ness. User says
the Liberal governments in Ontario and Canada have brought these problems to us.
Yeah, exactly. C-Tribe said,
"We are only afraid that he will not go away. We are afraid that he destroyed our country forever. His own family even hates him."
Thomas said,
"The only thing I'm scared is how long it will take to fix this mess."
Exactly. Gonna take years, guys, years. Gibbs says,
"He says he has asked Canadian people, and they have said this is what we asked for. He has never asked me or any of my friends. Has he ever asked you or anyone you know?"
No, he's never ever have I seen anything come up where it said, fill in this survey, we want to ask you some questions. He's just thinks that's what people want. Krusty Canuck said,
"He fears his own BS and shadow." Thanks, Krusty.
Don't forget, get over to Krusty Canuck. Tuesday nights he does a live stream. Jeremy said,
"Extreme bafflegab. His advocacy for incessant spending under the fear of climate change is idiotic."
Alright guys, let's finish it there. Till next time. Oh, Monday's video. Wow, we've got an awesome video on Monday. You've got to watch it. User, you got to watch that. It's all about farms. Monday's video's a cracker, guys. See you on Monday. Tomorrow. Already. Cheers, guys.